How you all doing? Ralph here, Ralfy Customs. Time for another exciting project. This time is our Rory's diner, I think it is. I'm looking at it the other side of the camera. We're going to do the headstock, front rails, top tube, rake it out for some over length forks and bring you along for the journey. So let's get on it. So he has kindly stripped it all down apart from his engine and the petrol tank, which needs to come off. We're going to do it hopefully with the motor in. So we've got plenty of fucking reference points for everything. What me and our Josh will do is use the mighty strong arm, pick the damn thing up and get it onto the bench ready to rock and roll. Okay, we're just getting this set up. We've lifted it in place, got the headstock ready to clamp to the upright or bolt through on the 1 in 100 chance that you actually find a bolt hole, which is proving rare despite it's like fucking Swiss cheese. Work that one out. The problem we've got at the minute is that the shockers catch, there's a rock in it, which ain't acceptable because the shockers poke through just a wee bit, so we need to space it up. And these holes don't line up, it's just not sat where we need this to be. So I have calculated that if we space this up by 20 mil, then it will obviously miss the bottom shockers and hopefully it'll catch the next hole. It's not actually fucking 20 mil, is it? It's 7, 25, it's 15, so bear with. So another quick thing, my maths is fucking way off. Ignore what I just said. 17 mil is what we need to get it in the next hole up. We're going to lift the whole thing up 17 mil. That'll get us a firm mounting on the back upright. And while we're talking about shit, I normally cut this square box on diners, and this is a Softail, obviously. I said diner in the intro. It's going to be one of them fucking days, isn't it? It is hot. I normally cut this box section and make a lovely square to round adapter. Well, I think they're lovely. And then go forward from there. But this is a lot smaller than the diners have. It's actually the same size as my backbone but square, so I'm seriously considering chopping the shit out here, cleaning this up and taking one piece of backbone all the way through. I think that will be absolutely the way to go. It will save me making that big fuck off adapter, because there's not going to be one, because the sizes don't warrant it, like, you know, there's nothing to match up there, and it will look a shit ton fucking neater than it does right now. Okay, pot pickers, so we have got those spacers that Joshua has cut for us under there. We don't need 4 because we're not going to be moving anything. It is going to stay fixed at the fucking back on the old rear upright that's bolted to the bench and spaced out, and it's got spacers through the actual plates that are the right size, so nothing can fucking move there. And this is all going to go bye-byes once we chop it off, obviously. I've left a little gap, so I've got a bit of room to play with. A little gap as well, there's not fuck all there. We might end up bringing the headstock forward just a tad, but not necessarily. I just don't like to tighten it right up, and it has to fall within the range of these bolt holes, so we go nearest wins. What I will do, which is a bit of overkill, just to be sure, is tack these to the bench and that to the frame, so that once we cut that front off, it's not going to fucking spring about anywhere. Not that it would, I mean, fucking Jesus, you know, there might be a bit of play in the rear swing arm fucking pivot or something. So just to be sure, we're going to tack those brackets to the bench and to the frame, and I will also probably come in here with, sorry, I'm not showing you very well, I'll put a little angle line chop. The spacers are under there, and I can't get in to clean the paint off to weld them, the stoving off to weld them, because of the primaries. So There you go. Maybe I should have done that before, but again, I won't be able to get in to break the weld if I do that when it comes to taking it off, so we don't need to weld this side. I will tack the other side to the spacers, and I'll put a bit of angle line against the frame this side and tack that to the bench. And then when we chop it off, it ain't going any fucking where, is it?
Don't forget, folks, our Fuckstock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuckstock, you know it makes sense.
I'm just going to get a couple of beads on, nothing over the top, we're not holding the fourth bridge up, so we'll get this on, mind your eye. And again, eyes. And last bit, eyes. There you go. Let's fuck off around the other side and do the same sort of thing. So I'm not going to weld this to the frame because it's going to be a ball ache to get off, and the other side will more than hold it. I'm just going to fuck it off against there and get a couple of tacks on it, so just to support it, like, mind your eyes. Yep. And again, eyes. Yeah. Hold on. I'm something to leave. Go with. Right, eyes. Yep. Sorted. That'll do it. Right, what we've done, we've got that all tacked down and we've zeroed it, the angle finder general, out on the upright, and then we've checked it on the frame. And if it finds its sweet spot on camera, it should be 90 degrees. It's just fucking, come on, you bastard. 0.3 of a degree, we're on 90 earlier. It might be a little bit of shit. There you go, it's 0.2 of a degree out. So this is level as near as fuck it is to swearing. And then from there, we can go up to the headstock. And we can see that should be about 30 degrees, which is bob on. What we're going to do is increase it by 6 degrees according to Rory's requests. So we're going to end up with the new headstock is going to show 36 degrees when we get it in place. Right, so next up we've extended the baseline. It doesn't matter what this measures, it doesn't matter that the frame's not flat on this, we're just looking for a datum for a reference. Because he's having 6-inch longer forks, so we go through the centre of everything best we can, right, which is going to be about there, and we measure to the bottom here, and we go that's 29, so we'll write that on it, look, 29, and he wants 6 inches more, so we need to make that 35 inches. And he's on about having a 36 degree rake, which is not necessarily how it's going to work out because we've got that fixed length that we need to hit, like. But we'll give ourselves an 36 degrees. So when we set up the new headstock, we've got a bit of up and down because all this is going bye-bye, and we're going to increase the rake by 6 degrees because that's on 30 at the minute, which I'll write on there, and make that measure through to 35 inches. And that will give him room for a 6 inches longer front end, and it will sit just as it sat before he stripped it down. Right, so with everything clamped down, welded up and blah blah blah, we've given ourselves a reference on both of these. We've measured through to the bench and then come up to an area where we can get into weld and fuck about and clean it up. And we're going to we're going to cut through both sides and cut through the backbone, so we can free the headstock. So I'm going to stand in the way of the camera now, you won't have to move. Let me come around here, look. And we'll start cutting the bugger. So then front rounds are cut. I'm gonna clean this up after, so I'm just gonna rough it out to get it fucked off out of the way. And because sometimes you wander wildly, I give myself a mark to work to. We've got a bit of steel on top of his rocker box, so when I ultimately go all the way through this and catch the steel and not his rocker box, you won't be very disappointed in me, as I would be. So let's fucking get this up and get it fucking checked out. Right, with them trimmed off, I've cleaned up, look, we've sanded and got ready to prep, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up. That's not quite round, and when I first cut it off, it was not only fucking, look at that, it's like a sad face, it's that out around. But it's got a chunk of something inside, like a chunk of metal. Like it's been welded, well, not like it's been welded, because it's been welded from factory. This tube has had a joint in it as standard from the factory, as is shown quite evidently in the bit there. Look, you see that lump of fucking snot in the hole? That's weld, that is. So whoever made this frame welded that fucking 2 bits of tube together to make that front leg. So them front rails are cut. I'm gonna clean this up after, so I'm just gonna rough it out to get it fucked off out of the way. And because sometimes you wander wildly, I give myself a mark to work to. We've got a bit of steel on top of his rocker box, so when I ultimately go all the way through this and catch the steel and not his rocker box, you won't be very disappointed in me, as I would be. So let's fucking get this up and get it fucking checked out. Right, with them trimmed off, I've cleaned up, look, we've sanded and got ready to prep, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up. That's not quite round, and when I first cut it off, it was not only fucking, look at that, it's like a sad face, it's that out around. But it's got a chunk of something inside, like a chunk of metal. Like it's been welded, well, not like it's been welded, because it's been welded from factory. This tube has had a joint in it as standard from the factory, as is shown quite evidently in the bit there. Look, you see that lump of fucking snot in the hole? That's weld, that is. So whoever made this frame welded that fucking 2 bits of tube together to make that front leg. Okay, so if I can get this to focus, there you go. We're going to make those slugs for the front frame rails. As I've said many times before, they are a welding part. The tolerances on this are quite massive, so we can be as quick as we like. I was going to say rough and ready, but never ever am I rough and ready. Let me get a touch on here, and then we'll do a bit of a clean up pass and see where we're at. I've just had to fix the fucking lathe because the power feed got full of fucking swarf, where some dickhead keeps blowing it off, and not in a good way. So that was a good half hour fucking well spent, really, to be fair. On my hands and knees fucking blowing shit out, not for the first time in my life. Right, here we go. We have got 29.6. Set my digital readout. 29.6. Enter, and we want 27.4. Which might be a bit of a tall ask, but I think we'll get it. Oh, we'll piss it. Look, 27.4, and we want to go 40 mil along. So we'll get this shaved down. This is to fit inside the new frame tube. The old frame tube, as you've seen, is not very round, but it's got a right fucking thick wall on it. So we're having a stepped spacer. It's a good chamfer. a good chamfer, man. Boosh. Happy days. And now we'll get it drilled out to 18 mil, I think. With the old fucking centre drill. Bit-a-loop. I'm pleased that I managed to sort the fucking driver out on the lathe. That would have been a long day. If we had to take the fucking saddle and the apron off and all that shit. So, I can't believe how much crap we pulled out of it as well. Fucking Nora. Anyway, we'll get that in there, okay. And then with my pilot drill, 10 mil or 9 mil, I think this is. Can't remember. Which I have just tickled up on the old stones. It could still do with a proper birthday because it's a bit munted down the spiral like, but that'll get through there, no problem. We only need 40 something. We don't need to keep concentric. We don't need to go all the way through. We just need it to go at least halfway. So I'll wind this in until I'm at least halfway, pulling it out every now and again and giving it a double lube, as you do, and the job will be fucking golden. Okay, so with that fucking 10 mil, 9 mil, whatever it is, pilot drill drilled, I'm going to switch out to the 18 mil, slow it down a little bit, get the suds on, because why not, and work that bad boy in. Bit of a squealer, boys. A nice fucking shelly temples coming off it though, and that will stabilise lovely once it gets in. That's putting fucking lovely. Right, I'll take that all the way until it bottoms out, and then we can flip the part around. Well, break the edge on the hole I'm making, flip the part around, and go from there. Right, so we have. Oh, hold on, I'll speed it back up. Excuse me. Can't find it, grind it. I will speed it back up. I will go 27.4. It don't matter if they don't quite match up. As I say, this one's going to be smaller anyway. This is going to be, bear with, 24.5 is my fucking reckoning. So I'll take this down to where it meets the other one and then go for a second cut. So in with the last cut, 24.5, and this is to fit in the existing. So I'm going to put a right fucking chamfer on one of them, because it needs to knock into that tube, if you recall, and make it round again. I don't know if you can see the join mark where the two surfaces meet, but I'm going to aim for there, and once we get there I'll fucking stop. The job's a fish right. Small end goes in the existing, big end goes in the new tube. Everyone's a winner, so we'll call that there. So I forgot to press record. He's talking to Josh about what he's doing and not showing you, but we've got a good fucking chamfer going off on this one. That'll probably be too small for the hole, I could scrap. If needs be, we'll sort it. Should have done the hole first, Ralfy. Just make sure that that's going to go in the unround bit of tube. Right, I won't unnecessarily bore you with doing this, but we're back in with the centre drill, and then in with the pilot drill, like so. Now in with the 18, let's see if I've chamfered it too much. Whether we're going to end up with a fucking potato punch of a fucking job. Oh! Tell you what. We're right on the limit there. It should be reached. Okay, so if that'll focus, there's your one look. Skinny on one end, fat on the other. This does just fit in the one, that look, in the one. And then over the top she goes, Captain. So that'll give us a super strong join when we leave a bit of a gap, fill it full of weld and do a couple of plug welds. That is fucking happy days. I'll go and make another one, and then we're looking at making the headstock. Right, with those slugs made, we're going to get the headstock bearing cups made. Now, regular readers will have seen me do loads of these, and I always worry that you're going to get bored of watching me doing the same shit, but I'm just doing what needs doing. Although feedback suggests that you actually want to see more of this, more of the everyday and bits and bobs. You don't get bored of it, so that's happy days. I am literally just facing this off. So let's get a nice even cut going. I think it'll take another one to clean up. But this back one is important. This is going back in the chuck. Well, they're all important. I'm kind of thinking out loud. The very middle of this, the middle 33mm of this material is going to fuck off. It's going to go bye-byes. So we could leave it there like and get away with it, but I need it to sit flush with the chuck for measurement purposes. So we go on there, nice and flat. We break that edge because we do care, and then we flip it around and we make sure that that is clean and that that is hard up against it. Look, give it a twist as you nip it up. Check it's true. Alright, near as fuck it is to swear in. Tight again. Oh, and then get ready to face this end up. And practically all of this is going away, and it's all going to be buried in a bit of tube, so you will actually never see this like, but we'll make a nice job of it all the same, won't we, because we care about what we're doing. Let's have a look. How are we? Yeah, that'll do for me. Right, saying all of that about I've done loads of these, blah blah blah, I still fucking make mistakes. What we need to do is use a couple of parallels, look, to space that off, because there's not enough sticking out to do the features that I'm about to machine if we don't do that. So don't leave your parallels in, that'll be a really bad day. Check that you've not got it a mile out like I have now, and when you have, give it another fucking go. So rest it on the fucking jaws, spread them out a bit, push that in with your hand and give that a little nip, and then see how it runs. Third time might be lucky, bear with. Third time was lucky. What we now need to do is touch on and zero my readout, and I think this is 60mm, this material, which is, come on, just touch on at that. Yeah, 60mm according to my digital readout, and this needs to be 51. So we're just going to take a couple of mil at a time, a 40 thou cut, and we're going to take that down to 26mm, which is quite a way. So I'll chip away at this. I could take bigger cuts if I wasn't hanging off the back of my chuck like I am, where I've just done with that with the parallels, if you get what I mean. And you can join me once again when we get nearer the finish. Up that to 60 thou depth of cut, so we're taking 3mm off, and that is cutting absolutely lovely. We've got a lovely chip forming, apart from this last stringy bit where I'm feeding it by hand, down to 25.9-ish. Flick that off if I can. I'll get it off with a rule. And now we want 52, which is just coming up there. So we'll get that close in, and I will send that down to that edge like that. Next step, another 3mm off to a depth of 26 less 3 is 23. So we'll make another step, 3mm shy of the last one, and this wants to end up 44.2, and we're taking this off in 3mm increments for now, so it's actually burning me ears. These chips are coming off. There's 20, 21, 22, just shy of 23, come on, 22.9, now we'll go down to 46, come on you bastard, go 46.2, because the finish is 44.2, and we just carry on. Okay, last cut. 44.2, well it's showing 1.9, but that'll be absolutely fine. It's only going to fit in a bit of tube and get welded in. And we take this all the way down to that shoulder, square the shoulder off, and then we need to get in with our round button tool to give it a little bit of shape relief. So let's go. Here we come up to that edge, 23. Wind that out, flick that off, happy days. Right, in with the chamfer on the back. Right, we slowed it down one, and we're going to come in with this round button tool and we're going to chamfer that corner fucking right off. These always fluff up and stop me seeing what I need to see. I need to get that very front edge to touch the edge of that first stop that we made, that first radius that we made. So we'll take it into there until we can see we're on the halfway point, and then we push it in until it touches. Push it in until it touches and just move it along a little bit more if you please, and there you go. That gives us a nice bit of a radius. There's a line in that I'm not happy with, and I'm not talking about the song on the wireless. So there we go, that's done it. That has got rid of it. We need to just break this corner, but we're going to leave that one because we're going to TIG round there and we don't need a gap. Well, we could just touch it, but that is blanked out now. What we'll do is spin it round, bore it through to 33, 34 mil, whatever, and then machine it out to take the bearings. Right folks, it is currently 28 degrees in the workshop and one of the hottest days of the year, so I'm going to call it. I know we're not quite there, and I know that I might be leaving it on a bit of a cliffhanger, but if you want to see how this build progresses, join us on the next thrilling episode. It just leaves me as always to say, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, please consider subscribing or becoming a member of the channel. It really makes a lot of difference. Check out all the bump in the description below, and I will catch you on the next thrilling installment. Yeah, shaky camera. Big love everyone, see you soon.